Speak up. Because when you do, you can change your life. Speak up. And you can give a voice to someone who doesn't have one. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, have you ever remained silent about things that matter to you? I have. In fact, silence and I were the best of friends. I used to run into its warm embrace so we could sit together in silence. It started when I was just a little boy. We came to this country from Russia. I was so excited. I'm going to make so many new friends. I was finally at the land of the free and the home of the brave. Except brave, I was not. I remember walking to school on the first day. My hands were shaking with fear. You know, my childhood dreams of making friends got burst just like the soap bubbles in the air. It may be hard for you to believe, but I wasn't always this big. Oh, this charming. On the very first day, I got teased and bullied. Maybe because the way I looked, or my strange accent, I don't know. But by the time lunchtime came around, I was so terrified to speak. In fact, I clenched the plastic food tray in my hands and covered my face. I was a stranger in a strange land, terrified to speak up. Have you ever felt like that? Terrified? Unable to speak? How did it work for you? Over the years, I learned that silence can kill. In fact, silence almost killed me. 10 years ago, I moved on with my life, moved to Philadelphia, and met a girl. Everything was going great, except as we tangled together in our relationship, there's some major differences between us. And do you ever get this gut feeling right here that something is wrong? And you ignore it? You say nothing? See, I was convinced that remaining silent was the best way to handle the differences. Boy, was I wrong. One night, my girlfriend asked to meet her friends. Sure. We ended up in the bad section of town. Next thing I know, I was robbed and assaulted.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
And left to die. And my girlfriend? She left! What? Abandoned me!
Oh my God.
I remember waking up, face down, on the ground, as I stood up and regained my consciousness. First thought that came into my head, I have got to learn how to be better girlfriends. See, before that night in Philadelphia, it was I who abandoned myself first. Every time I had a chance to speak up what would matter to me, guess what I said? Absolutely nothing. I learned if you don't speak up, you have to live with the consequences of your silence. But it doesn't have to be that way. We can learn to speak up and have the courage to change our lives. I was lucky. My friend Anna taught me that. I met her at work in Orlando. She listened to all my stories, and just like you, she laughed at me. We became friends. One day, the boss at our firm asked to speak to Anna. Now, the boss had a reputation. He was a bully. He was beating people into submission with his words. It was his way or the highway. A few minutes after the meeting, I see Anna running for the exit. I said, Anna, wait, stop! What happened? She stopped. stopped, turned around, and said nothing. And in her silence, I heard her voice. Time to speak is now. That's when I get flashbacks from all those years being bullied and teased in my school. I went over to see my boss. I looked him straight in the eye and I said, I cannot allow bullying anywhere, anytime. Because silence kills. Anna and I both left. But by me speaking up that day, other people had the courage to stand up to the boss and change. And Anna was never bullied again. Now, if someone like me, with my strange looks and my strange accent, can do that, just imagine what you can do. So are you going to be standing there afraid? Or are you going to speak straight to your fear and right into your courage? See, when we remain silent about things that matter to us, we take a step backwards. And then one day, we look at our life, and all we see is just a patchwork of moments of silence sewn together with fear. Time to speak is now. Because when you do, you have the courage to step forward. And your heart will remind you that even in your heartbreak, you still know how to love. When you speak up, you're reminded how to be a friend. And you can give a voice to someone who doesn't have one. Now I get it. It is scary, scary, scary to speak up. Especially if you've been hurt. I know. But when you do, you let go of the fear and you grab hope. And that means everything. A few weeks ago, my friend told me, Mark, your life shrinks and expands according to your courage. But you'll never know it unless you speak up. Mr. Toastmaster.